The loyal spirit of a Canaan dog captured the heart of an Army reservist who was injured in Iraq. The dog's name is Scout, and Maryland reservist John Smathers spent nearly a year and a half working to rescue him from the war zone. This is their story. Captain John Smathers' Army Reserve unit was part of the first wave into Baghdad. When they moved into an airport command post, Smathers made an unexpected friend.
He was just a 2.5-month-old puppy. And as soon as I saw him, I just thought it was the cutest puppy I'd ever seen. And he was acting like he was a tough guy, but you could tell he was very vulnerable. He was all alone. I just wasn't expecting to see a little guy like that.
When it was time for the unit to move to the city center, the puppy they named Scout came along.
He was our sentry. He was our guard. He was our recon. He took care of us, and we took care of him.
John would always mention Scout as part of the team. I thought Scout was somebody in a squadron, and I found out later that Scout was a dog.
After a year of fighting in Iraq, Smathers was badly injured when his convoy was ambushed.
As we flipped, my left arm snapped, and I broke all the bones in my forearm very badly, and my knees were pretty messed up as well.
Smathers was medevaced to Germany, then back to the United States. But with all his injuries, he was more worried about Scout.
I was told that Scout was waiting outside the house I used to live in for a couple weeks after I was gone, waiting for me to come back.
As his unit dispersed, Scout was lost. No one could find him for 4 long months. Smathers, slowly recuperating in America, became more and more determined to find Scout.
Every Sunday when we came here, I'd say, John, how about the dog? And he just really, something was missing with John. He wasn't mentally home yet. And he'd go to the computer and start emailing people, and it's just something undone.
I didn't know if he was alive or dead, but I just kept on sending emails to everybody I knew. And one day a soldier emailed me back, says, I see him every day. And he's hanging out by the swimming pool.
The soldier took Scout to the Baghdad Zoo for safekeeping, but Smathers found it was nearly impossible to get a dog out of the war-torn country.
We don't leave soldiers behind. Scout, in my view, is one of my soldiers. As long as he was alive, I was going to do everything in my power to get him back here, and I was never going to quit.
While Scout was stuck at the zoo for months, Smathers tried plan after plan. He found help on the internet.
A lot of soldiers bond with animals over there. All that hatred and killing, it's nice to have a little animal who loves you when you come back from all your missions. Okay, here it is. Gives a little history here.
With help from his contacts in the United States, Iraq, and Kuwait, Smathers attempted one last rescue. Scout was driven from Baghdad into Kuwait. From Kuwait, he was flown to the Netherlands and finally to Dulles Airport in Virginia. Smathers got ready for his reunion. He dressed in his Army fatigue so Scout would recognize him. He hadn't seen Scout for 17 months.
As soon as I looked in the cage, I saw his face and I knew it was him. I was with him every day for a year. I knew that face anywhere. And then I opened up the cage and he came right to my feet and laid right at my feet. And that was it. You okay, buddy?
John calmed down immediately. He was just himself again, and I knew that John was home. I knew he was finally home from the war.
Scout is now the star of the Smathers family get-togethers.
When I look at Scout, it's like looking at myself. You know, Scout and I both are very lucky to be alive, and it's a miracle that we're both reunited here in America. We're both reunited here in America.